Thank you for clicking on this video. This is Meek. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you already haven't. Okay, I have a bunch of tutorials on Arcade by Output, so please check them out. Okay, so what we're learning today is how to use Arcade as a drum machine designer within Logic Pro X, using your own drum kits to make a drum kit in Logic Pro X. And we're going to be using a step sequencer, and this works perfectly with the step sequencer. I just like this better. I like the control I have in Arcade over my drum sounds. So let's create an arcade track. Go to Arcade. And let's go here. Let's make a new sampler kit. So now we're in Arcade's custom kit, and here you can drag and drop your samples onto the white keys, okay? And on the black keys, you can't drag samples because those are the effects. And what I like about dragging and dropping my drums in here in Logic is that it sounds more authentic to what the drums sound like. Sometimes in Logic, I feel like my drums be low, right? So let's go to our hard drive and go to the drum kit that we want to drag and drop in. I'm going to be using Aquarius Earth by Maschine. Go to samples, kicks. Yeah, they sound pretty much the same. I'm going to drag and drop my kick in there, and I drag and drop you to hold it and just drag it onto one of the keys. Alright, I'm going to go slower this time to show you. Snare. Hold it, drag it into whatever key you want to drop it on, and there you go. To some percussion and things, some more percussion. That's fun, I like the Chicago. Go to open hi-hat. That's like a real deal open hi-hat right there. Put that there. I like that. It's already giving me good vibes. It's like a real shaker. Get some percussion sound. I like that. Right there. So let's save our drum kit by going to these three dots, and I'm gonna call it create I'll save as, and I'm gonna call it Cup of Chicago. And then I'm gonna go to description, and I'm gonna call it Neo Soul Drum Kit. Alright, there you have it. Okay, so then let's go to tweak page. Let's look at what Arcade does to your drum samples when you drag and drop them in. Alright, so first of all, it puts loop on all of them. So you want to take that loop off, turn that off. So this is what I want to show you. You see how it raised the tonality to one semitone? It does that automatically. It's like intelligent. So if I was to put it at 0, it won't sound the same. So I'm gonna put that back at 1. So if it does that to yours, there's no issue. See, put -5 out there. Since Arcade, intelligently reads all of like your drum sounds at C, if they're in C, it's just telling you how many semitones it is from C. So they really didn't lower or raise the tone, it's just telling you where the tone is at from the C major scale. So if you put it at C, it won't sound right. I mean, it would, but that's not what it's supposed to be. Alright, let's make a quick little drum beat, alright? I'm gonna go here to this area, then I'm gonna double click it and create new pattern region, and there are all of our instruments and things like that. So let's find a BPM. So first thing I notice is the octaves that it's giving us is from C2 to C3. So I'm gonna do from C3 to C4 on a visual mixer. So you're gonna go to functions, transpose to 1 octave. Which I have it. Alright, I'm gonna put I always put mine at 32 steps. Alright, let me raise the volume on my drums. Alright, you go to this arrow here. Turn up the velocity. Or you can just turn it up manually like that. And it raises the volume of all of your drums. Alright, so now I'm going to record in this hi-hat. Alright, and I'm going to go to live recording. So we push that R and we can record right into our sequence. Let me use it. I gotta get a loop. I need to get a loop so I can get some inspiration for my drums. I could have just used the arcade loop. Alright, I'm gonna do some live looping. Just press the R. I love making music. Alright, so let's edit the name of the instrument in our drum kit designer. So here at C3, we're going to double click it and we're going to edit row name. I'm going to call it kick. Alright, we're going to call this hi-hat, edit row name, hi-hat. I'm just alternating the volume. Alright, let's go to this live pattern recording. Let's go. Boom. Alright, so what I'm going to do is duplicate this pattern. I'm going to double click on this track. Alright, I'm going to go to track alternatives. Go to track edit components, track alternatives. And then I'm going to go to duplicate. Alright, now let me record that. Alright, so the next cool thing, now that we got our drum track, we're going to go back to arcade. And the cool thing I like about this is just a few things. So here, if you wanted to edit within arcade, like your hi-hat. So what's dope about this is that you can edit your drum sounds within arcade. It's super sweet. So you go to the mixer, and I can solo that. I can turn the volume down, turn it all the way up. But what's also dope is that you can pan it. I like my hi-hats like 7. So in your mixer you have 2 buses. You have bus 1 and bus 2. They're called sends, okay? Because you can send them to bus 1 or bus 2. So defaultly it comes with a reverb, but you can definitely add anything that you want. But I know for my buses, for drums, I definitely always use a reverb. Sometimes a stereo delay, so I'm going to add a reverb to my hi-hat. Alright, I'm going to just send it. Now I can add just a little bit of reverb. You can hear how the delay is ping-ponging back and forth. Alright, if you go to the mixer, you can see why it's a stereo delay. And it got the ping-pong effect on there. And these come defaultly, okay? So you can keep it like that. Alright, and you can always turn it down if you want to. Alright, so let me unsolo that. Alright, so what else I'm going to do is I'm going to edit my crash. Alright, so one thing I already know what I want to do is I want to edit the transient start of my crash. I want it to be right on the mark. So what I'm going to do is hover over this clear box and I'm going to scroll down. Alright, and scroll over to get to the beginning. Let me go like that. Alright, sounds good. And I can also add a filter. You can also add a filter to like your, sounds that you want to have a filter on. Usually it's the hi-hat or the crash. So, that sounds cool. Alright, let me go to the mixer. And I can pan that over here. Turn the blur. Turn on that drum. Alright, let's see. Go back to the mixer. Let's unsolo these on. So with this one, I'm going to just pan at the, turn the volume down. It's supposed to be subtle. And I'm also going to send it to a verb. Okay, so now that we're doing that, I'm going to just show you how to separate these to Midi. So you just go out of there. If you want to, you don't really have to. You don't really have to separate these to Midi because you can edit them in Arcade and edit the volume and things like that and the panning and things like that. So, but let's try it. So I'm going to still show you those. So you're going to double click on this. Or you're going to go to Convert, Separate to Midi region. And you can edit them here too as well. Alright, and that is how you do that. So thank you for watching. Any questions, comments, concern, leave it in the description box below. Thank you.